What are you doing here? No. No, I told you you cannot be in here. No.
Can we just talk?
No, we can't talk.
This is ridiculous.
You're not welcome here. No.
This is my house.
What you did is unbelievable.
What did I do?
What do you mean, what do you do?
What did I do?
Take the kiss on a Tinder date?
It was a friend.
No, that is not a friend. You can't bullshit me.
I'm cheating and I'm not. You are. Are you not talking to me today? I feel like, oh, sorry, baby. I feel like you barely said 2 words to me since I walked in the door a little bit ago. What's going on? You good?
I was just trying to figure out why your location was off today.
My location's always on. Must have glitched or something. How many times did you check it?
Are you putting it on YouTube? Are you putting it on YouTube?
Get off the bike.
What do you gain from it?
Get off the bike.
Do you know what? What do you
Get
mean,
off the bike.
And what?
Get off the bike.
And what are you going to do?
I'll move you.
What do you mean?
I'll move you.
So he's allowed to. Oh, what? Are you joking? He's allowed to do that.
Yes, I am. Behave better. Behave better and it won't happen, will it? Do you want a selfie? You put that on YouTube, you get some views on it as well if you do that.
The fucking dirty little scumbag. Yeah, making money off people's misery. And you think you're fucking...
Well, if you didn't behave like that, well, not you, but if they didn't behave like that...
Behave like what?
If they didn't behave like that...
How are you behaving? Do you think you're a little vigilante? Who the fuck...
Oh, what, sorry?
Oh, so you justify yourself for what? Videoing people's misery and put it on YouTube, making money off people.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
What is it you're actually angry at?
She's outside making a scene and drawing attention to herself. But everything changes the moment she realizes the confrontation is being recorded. Now, every word and every reaction is being captured on camera.
I hit hard enough to be with Amber Heard. Talk to you about something.
What?
Because I'm sure you've noticed, like, I've been, like, on my phone a lot recently and stuff. Tomorrow, I'm going to need you to drop me off at the airport because leaving you for Jason Momoa. We've been DMing. He slid into my DMs and like things are at that point where it's like getting serious. So, you know how you got really upset that I was on Tinder? Well, he saw my Tinder and ended up finding me on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go visit him in LA and see if like what I feel for him is true.
Be their father because you want them to live under a roof with a mother and a father when they've had that from the beginning.
Okay, but things have obviously changed.
You changed them. I didn't change anything. You did it. This is you.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying that you did. I'm just proposing a solution to the problem right now. And I feel like
there is no problem. There is no solution because there is no problem. You live with the kids. They live with you and they live with this prick.
Yes, and you should be their father.
He does not need to legally be their father. I am their father.
I don't think you're allowed on the road.
What's that?
I don't think you're allowed on the road.
I'm trying to go home.
You're not supposed to be on the road.
How am I supposed to go home now?
Why aren't you riding your bike in your yard?
I don't have a big yard.
I don't care. You're not supposed to be on the road. I don't understand why your parents even buy you a motorcycle when you're not allowed to ride it on the road.
You can talk to my parents. Why do you want to know?
Well, because they're not supposed to be here, but letting you ride on the road. Are they from another country? Because you don't go to North Rockland school system?
Nope.
No? Because I think your face will be on Facebook. I think your parents probably have one. I think the police have one. And I think that now you'll be on there saying that, look, you're on Buckberg riding illegally on this road. You said your parents no longer, they don't have a yard big enough for you to ride this illegal bicycle that has no lights, license plate. You're not even wearing leathers. Is that what you're saying to me? You don't seem to care?
Not really.
You don't care. And your parents don't care? And what's your name?
You don't have to know.
I don't have to know your name because you know that you're illegal riding on the road.
What a car.
You're cool on these things? Get yourself a car. Get yourself a job. That's right. You don't need a job because your parents pay for everything.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. That your parents are going to die and then they can't support you anymore? I don't believe that you're 16 because if you were 16, you'd be in a car with a girl. Not on this road.
You can block the phone. You just pick. You can block the pick. I'm so glad this video is showing how much you like to pick at people. You could have just stayed in the garage where you spend your entire life. Let me do my walkthrough. But no, you have to pick and dig every single time. You can't just let me do my walkthrough and move on.
You move on.
I'll be here next week too.
You move on.
No, I already have, but I will come here every week.
Uh-huh.
You lost the pit. You lost the pit.
You come here just to harass.
No, I do not. I come
Yes.
here because I have to legally, Stacey.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You choose to.
Make sure you let people know that. But this
You choose to.
video, it's just you picking at people.
Okay.
It's what you do. You're evil.
Yep. Bye. Have a good day.
After being away for several years, the ex-wife suddenly returns to the property and begins recording inside the house. She insists that what she's doing is completely legal, but her actions immediately raise questions. If she has truly moved on, why return after all this time and start filming the property again? Whatever her reason, it's clear that this visit is about more than simply taking a look around.
You're a loser.
Okay.
You're a loser.
You're entitled to your opinion.
You're excuse me?
Welcome to America. You don't
You're
like
not even a citizen.
you don't like
You're one of those
constitutional rights in this country?
Get the hell.
You don't like constitutional rights?
You're
Get out of
not
my country.
across the border.
Get out of my country.
I'm going to ask you to turn that off now.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask you to turn that off for a
I'm
second.
going to ask you not to.
Well, I'm
get
going to
too
call the
close.
police because you're violating HEPA. Sitting
Oh,
here.
really? What, do you work here?
No, sir.
Okay, then get
But
the hell out of my
I'm
way.
gonna call the police,
You go
okay?
right ahead.
Little
Karen.
garbage.
Karen. Trailer
Seriously?
trash. Trailer trash Karen.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Look at you. You're a loser. Anybody stands out with a little.
What's that on your mouth?
You're a loser.
Oh, okay.
You're a loser.
You're entitled to your opinion.
You're excuse me?
Welcome to America. You don't
You're
like
not even a citizen.
you don't like
You're one of those
constitutional rights in this country?
Get the hell.
You don't like constitutional rights?
You're
Get out of
not
my country.
across the border.
Get out of my country. All right. See, I knew she was okay with it. I knew she was okay with it. See? Truth for control. Another control freak.
We meant you wouldn't leave.
You wouldn't get on the bus. I did though. I walked yourself up there. You would not get on the bus.
Did you leave?
She knocked this out. She done broke this window. I didn't broke. Yes, she did.
Why are you back?
I'm here. I went out and talked with him.
Okay, but they don't want you here.
My husband.
That's your husband?
No, I'm not married to her.
Okay.
Really? You're not married to me? No, we ain't married. Y'all been dating about 3 months? 3 months.
So they don't want you here, right? That's what we said last time.
She's not gonna leave unless you take her somewhere.
You want to go to the Haven?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to you, and I've already been out here once, so we're going somewhere. So do you want to go to the hospital or the Haven? Which one? Because I'm not coming out here a third time.
Oh, really?
No, you're getting in the car and we're going somewhere. Because you're drunk? So I can't just let you walk away. I can smell it from here.
Why are you doing that?
Stop screaming. So where do you want to go? What's your name?
I don't have a name.
You do have a name.
No, I don't. Look me up. I'm trying to be corny here, but listen, I don't give a fuck.
What?
I don't give a fuck.
About what? Why are you crying?
Why am I crying?
Look, you are not in any trouble.
You're so cute, but listen, why would you want to tell me what?
I can't understand what you're saying.
You can't. I know.
So take a deep breath. Stop screaming. Stop screaming. Take a deep breath for me, okay? You can. Look, I understand that you're upset, and whatever's going on between you two, that's between you two. But they do not want...
The confrontation becomes tense almost immediately when the woman realizes that someone is recording her. Her first reaction is to demand that the camera be turned off. She clearly doesn't want the encounter documented and insists that the person behind the camera stop filming. She even threatens to involve the police, claiming that her rights are being violated. But instead of backing down, the person recording challenges her argument. He wants to know why she believes she can order him to stop recording and whether she actually has any authority to make that demand. That question changes the entire tone of the encounter. What could have been a brief disagreement quickly turns into a heated exchange. She continues defending her position while the person filming refuses to simply back away. As the argument continues, personal issues begin entering the conversation. The focus is no longer just on the camera. It's becoming clear that there's already a history of tension between the people involved. The woman appears increasingly frustrated, while those around her are trying to establish clear boundaries. Then another detail comes to light. The people at the property claim this isn't the first confrontation involving her. According to them, she has been told to leave before. That changes the picture completely. This may not be a random argument that started because someone pulled out a camera. There appears to be a much longer history behind this encounter, but the woman doesn't seem willing to accept that she should simply leave. She continues explaining why she believes she has a reason to be there, while the people at the property repeat the same message. They don't want her there. Then the argument takes another turn when accusations of property damage are brought up. A damaged window becomes part of the dispute, with both sides giving completely different accounts of what happened. She denies being responsible, while the other side insists that she caused the damage. Without seeing everything that happened before the recording began, it's impossible to know which version is accurate. What we can see, however, is that neither side is willing to accept the other's account. Then the woman finally explains why she came back. She says she wants to speak with the man inside. Apparently, that conversation is the reason she refuses to leave. But things become even more confusing when she describes her relationship with him. She refers to him as her husband, while the man immediately disputes that description. He says they aren't married and explains that they have only been dating for a few months. That contradiction says a lot about how differently the two sides view the relationship. To her, there appears to be unfinished business. To him, the relationship is something entirely different. At this point, the confrontation is no longer just about recording or property boundaries. There's clearly a deeper personal conflict underneath everything. She wants to talk to the man, but he doesn't appear interested in having that conversation. Meanwhile, the people around them are trying to keep the situation from becoming even more chaotic. They repeatedly tell her that she needs to leave, but she continues trying to explain herself. The more she talks, however, the more emotional she becomes. Her words become harder to understand, and eventually she becomes overwhelmed and starts crying. That's when the entire tone of the encounter changes. Instead of continuing to argue with her, someone begins trying to calm her down. He tells her to slow down, take a breath, and relax. He also reassures her that she isn't necessarily in trouble. The priority now seems to be preventing the situation from escalating any further. Then another concern emerges. The person speaking with her says he can smell alcohol and doesn't want her simply walking away while she's visibly upset. Suddenly, this isn't only about the property or the relationship anymore. There's also a concern about her safety and whether she can get somewhere safely. She's asked where she wants to go and is offered options for getting somewhere safe. But she's still extremely emotional, continuing to cry while trying to explain her side. Even though she's struggling to communicate clearly, the person speaking with her remains focused on calming her down. He encourages her to breathe and stop shouting rather than continuing the argument. And that's what makes this encounter so complicated. What initially looked like a simple dispute over a camera has now turned into something much larger. There are questions about why she returned, disagreements over whether she had previously been asked to leave, accusations involving property damage, conflicting claims about her relationship with the man, emotional outbursts, and concerns that alcohol may be involved. All of those issues are colliding at the same time. Eventually, the people at the property try to make one thing clear. Whatever problems exist between the woman and the man are personal. Those relationship issues need to be handled separately from the question of who is allowed to remain at the property. She may believe she deserves an explanation. She may feel that she still has unfinished business with him. She may even believe she has every reason to speak with him. But once the people at the property are telling her to leave, continuing the confrontation only creates more tension. At this point, everyone needs to step back. The longer the argument continues, the greater the chance that someone will say or do something that makes the situation even worse. And that's exactly what appears to be happening. The emotions keep rising. The same arguments are repeated. Nobody seems willing to accept the other side's version of events. The woman wants to be heard. The people at the property want her gone. And the person recording wants the entire encounter documented. 3 different priorities are now colliding. The camera itself has become a symbol of the disagreement. She wants it turned off because she doesn't want the confrontation recorded. The person filming believes he has the right to document what is happening. And ironically, the more she objects to the camera, the more attention the camera receives. Everyone seems convinced that they're justified, but being convinced you're right doesn't necessarily make a confrontation better. Sometimes the smartest decision is simply to step away before the situation becomes something much more serious. The person trying to calm her down seems to recognize that. Instead of continuing to debate who is right, he starts focusing on what needs to happen next. He asks where she wants to go. He tries to determine whether she needs medical assistance or somewhere safe to stay. Most importantly, he doesn't want to leave her alone while she's visibly distressed. That approach slowly begins changing the conversation. Rather than shouting back, he speaks to her calmly. He reminds her that she's not being treated as an enemy and encourages her to breathe. The goal now is simple: get her away from the confrontation without creating another problem. And that may be the most important part of the entire encounter. Because at this point, nobody is really winning. The argument isn't fixing the relationship. It's not settling the dispute over the property. It's not establishing exactly what happened during the earlier incidents. And it's certainly not making anyone feel better. It's only creating more frustration. This encounter is a powerful example of how quickly a personal disagreement can turn into a public confrontation. What begins with someone simply demanding that a camera be turned off can eventually reveal years of tension, conflicting stories, emotional wounds, and unresolved personal issues. And once emotions take over, the original issue can become almost impossible to separate from everything else.